This is Igbo Area TV.
We would like to share the experience of one of our brother, Kanu, while in exile with the Biafran warlord, Emeka Ojukwu. In this title, What Ojukwu Taught Us While in Exile. Kanayo Esinulo was an ex-Biafran leader's media head. He said, "In my career in journalism and writing, I've seen it all. My mentor, the late Biafran leader, Chukwuemeka Ojukwu, cannot work with you if you cannot be critical in your thinking. For years in exile, he taught us to be truthful to ourselves and consistent in our beliefs and to be dependable allies to truth and justice. That is what I have stood for all my adult life, and that is why I am in Ivory Coast today and not in Enugu. Identify truth, say it out, defend it and stand by it. Exile life is murky, and for many years we were out there in exile. I never regretted our people's decision to leave Nigeria in May 1967 and the roles I played in the struggle. Very few people know the role I played in Emeka's homecoming. I saw him as a leader in the original sense. For instance, when he submitted my name for scholarship to a Catholic institution based in Italy in 1975, and the body said the submission was coming too late for that year, Emeka forwarded my name to the Netherlands branch of the World Council of Churches. I was called the next week by Reverend Hoffman and Mrs. HMC Blesch to go to the Netherlands embassy nearest to me, fill out the necessary visa forms, and pick up my visa a few days later. It was like a dream, but I knew at once that Emeka has, as usual, pulled all the strings. That's a leader for me. And he did the same for many of us who sacrificed to stay and suffer with him in exile, and who wanted to further their education. He cared, and good leaders care. I observed some bits of Emeka's humane and leadership qualities in Ikedi or Hakim through my good friend and colleague, the late Penny Jackson, but more when Penny Jackson died suddenly. My story on Emeka will wait for another day. Good leaders fascinate me. Can I tell you two things? I re-entered Nigeria soon after Alhaji Shehu Shagari was sworn in. Emeka wanted it so. By the way, he likes to be called Emeka. Don't think that I'm being disrespectful. 2, I was at the center of nearly all the talks, negotiation and shuttles that led to his homecoming, and I named those he told me to contact as we began the project. Dr. Ibrahim Tahir, one huge human being who chain smokes. Editor Balabo Ogunsawo of the influential Sunday Times. Minister of Works Victor Massey. Chief Ike Onunako of the USC, and of course, essential Dr. Chuba Okaribo, whom Emeka likes to call us. Professor George Obiazor, who was with Chuba at the Shagari presidency. Colonel Joe Achuzia joined our team at some point. Emeka felt that we needed someone with a military mind to be part of the team. However, along the line, Emeka insisted that I should come with Okadibo and Obiazor to Biggerville, a suburb of Abidjan, where he lived. 3 of us came in on the agreed date using different airlines. I think the duo needed clearance from President Shagari before undertaking the trip. I needed no clearance, but just some days off duty from Manager News, NTA, Victoria Island, Lagos, Victor Folivi. I was working with the news outfit at that time. And the day the historic decision was made, I was the one who flew out to convey the news of his pardon by Alhaji Shehu Shagari even before it was made public. Dr. Shibu Okaribo, who played very prominent roles in the project, quickly funded this particular trip, even before I could reach Emeka on phone for permission to draw funds from Chief Ike Onunaka, General Manager at the USC Lagos head office, who was under instruction to always make funds available to me. Chuba had confided in me because I took off for Ivory Coast that he didn't want to share the glory and the credit of getting the news across to him with anyone. Go and ask him. I flew Air Cameroon to Abidjan, and Emma Aka, Emeka's chief protocol officer, was waiting at the airport. I broke the news to the general in his office. He reached out for a huge bottle of champagne and asked Emma to open it for a toast. I took just half of a glass and almost got drunk. I have never taken champagne after that day. It worried my constitution. In humility, I've confessed that I drank from his wisdom and benefited from his fearless attachment to truth and justice. At 70 years plus, I am quietly becoming an elder. None of the people gallivanting and boastfully claiming to be this and that have had the kind of exposure and experience that I possess or can be associated with the kind of level of risk I've taken in my life in the pursuit of truth and justice. I have enough experience and exposure to advise on how my state should be governed in justice and fairness. We just shared a Sinulo's experience with the Biafran warlord during the exile years in Côte d'Ivoire. Thanks for listening. Well, still on making you know some histories. Have you wondered why UNN doesn't offer chemical engineering as a course? Here is the reason. This university, now known as UNN, had its chemical engineering department permanently closed down after the war because of the level of research, development, and invention it churned out for the Biafran soldiers. Kudos to the renowned Professor Gordian Ojukwu, who led a team of scientists in what was known as Biafran Research and Production Unit, RAP. This think tank group, made up of Sylvester Akalonu, Benjamin Nwosu, Willie Ojukwu, and Okezie Confidant, and more, were tasked to develop rockets, bombs, telecommunication gadgets, and develop the fractionation model used for operating the modular crude oil refineries designed and operated by Biafrans. Yes, even before, we're finding it easy to build refineries in Nigeria. But do you know Biafrans built refineries? Many refineries during the war. They refined this fuel. I think Nigerians should know what they have. And now, if you've wondered why UNN doesn't offer chemical engineering as a course, know that the federal government of Nigeria closed down the department for what was churned out from that place. That was like, at that time, the knowledge base of the Igbo man. Credits of this writing, this material was by Kalu Nwankwo. Former Super Eagles captain Nwankwo Kanu is currently in a sad mood. He's our brother, and we need to talk about him here. We want him to be happy. In Victoria Island, Lagos, the former Arsenal of England striker almost broke down. He was in tears recently, saying some people are bent on taking over his hotel. The hotel, Hadley Apartment, is subject of a court case over an alleged unrepaid bank loan. A disillusioned Kanu told journalists that the case between him and Assets Management Company, AMCON, has been on since 2005 at the Federal High Court, Ikoyi, Lagos, adding that he did not understand why AMCON would start renovating his property when the court has not decided the case. He disclosed that most of his valued property, including his medals and Olympic torch, has been looted, lamenting, "It is quite unfortunate that a legendary star who gave his best to the country would be treated like this." This hotel serves many purposes. I have been using the money I get here to fund my heart foundation and also create jobs for people. Over 500 children are on the line for surgery and 200 are on the waiting list. Since the hotel has not been functioning, I find it difficult to get funds to assist those children. I have to go the extra mile to beg for funds. This is not fair. The government always tells former footballers not to invest overseas after retirement. They tell us to come back home and invest. I came back to invest and see what I am facing. Is this a good experience for other upcoming footballers? Everybody knows I made money from football. I deserve to be treated well in my country. I am Kalu Nwankwo. I am not a foreigner. Right now, I need my medals because they are what I will show my children that I served the country with all my heart when they grow up. Kanu said the case was last heard in 2018 and then adjourned to January 31st, 2019. Adding that he was surprised to see that some people have taken possession of the hotel. They broke into my hotel without permission from the courts. This is injustice to me for a country I gave my best, he lamented. The Atlanta 1996 gold medalist called on the appropriate authorities to wade into the matter, saying he thought the best thing to do was to wait for the court's verdict based on the law of the land. All efforts to get AMCOM's view on the matter proved abortive as officials seen at the hotel premises said they were not permitted to talk to the media. We have not finished celebrating our own Genevieve on her new, deal with Netflix regards her movie Lionheart. We want to share certain things still on that. This is important. We want to advise dear movie producers in Eastern Nigeria. Please do not allow Lagos-based movie reviewers to tear down your work. Don't, because of the criticism from most of our Lagos-based reviewers, don't allow it to weigh you down. I think this was the case with this movie. This was reported by Ogezu, January 10, 2019. So by the time you read the reviews by the Nigerian reviewers on the film Lionheart by our own Genevieve at Genevieve and Netflix, and compare with the review from the New York Times, I wonder why in Nigeria sometimes we tend to bring down our own. There's so much sentiment. Okay, this is a movie. Lionheart was criticized. All sort of attacks. No encouragement. How can we bring down our own and expect to rise? New York Times has asserted that the film is a masterpiece. Well, look at what all these reviewers. The other time I was opportune to work in a film, and I did the sound. The film won an award, and I was going through some video reviews. I had somebody condemning this film. I want to listen to what the person is trying to say, and I realized he is just trying to bring down the film for nothing. I was worried. I said, why are we attacking our works? Mainly reviewers from Lagos. You want to bring down people's work. I don't know what you gain from that. There's what we call correction, and there's what we call condemnation. Correct, don't condemn. You look at people's work, you condemn them because they are not from your region. It is not proper. This attempt to play down on everything coming from a particular section of the country doesn't make sense. Who God has blessed, no one can curse him. Anyone God appoints, you cannot disappoint him. For any reason, in 2004, by the grace of God, Ugezu was the only screenwriter invited from Nigeria to the 3rd International Screenwriters Conference in Warsaw, Poland. They told him he was taken to participate in the event because of his originality and consistency in telling African stories. Well, imagine these are stories. You come here, you listen to reviews from some Lagos-based reviewers. These films, they bring them down. But look at how encouraged he was while he got outside there. Finally, Netflix has paid Genevieve US dollars 3.8 million for the same film you gathered and reviewed as nonsense. New York Times has concluded it is our best. And I'm wondering if you are a young filmmaker, I will advise you never to be discouraged by those people at the top who are trying to bring everything down. Don't allow anybody kill your zeal. Let Genevieve's audacity motivate you. Keep doing something will surely happen. Thanks for listening to Igbo Area TV. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel for more updates. You can also visit our Facebook page and like the page. You can join our Facebook group, Igbo Area TV. God bless you and bye for now.